Yes, hi everyone. My name is Nazli Kibria and I'm a professor of sociology and at the moment also Associate Dean, CAS Social Sciences. So what I'd like to talk about today is my ongoing research into the experiences of migrant families who have children with disabilities. So next slide, please. So why study this topic? For one thing, I think there's good reason to believe that this is a situation that affects significant numbers of migrant families. The data, is obviously sparse and maybe not sort of well put together, but what we do know suggests that, for example, data from the UNHCR shows disability rates among forcibly displaced persons to be higher than in the general population. And these disabilities, of course, impact not just the individual, but also the families and communities in which they live. Despite its importance, research on this topic has been limited. And with respect to migrant children with disabilities in particular, we know the importance of addressing their medical and educational needs in effective ways in order to nurture their development and long-term outcomes. More generally, I would say that disability has been quite invisible in the migration literature. And by taking it seriously, it has the potential to challenge many of our established theories and models, which tend to rely on a homogenized understanding of the migrant and the migrant family with assumptions of, quote, ability. And of course, I'm using the term disability here broadly without sort of specifying, which encompasses a variety of conditions. So the next slide, please. So my approach has been to use the methodology of life histories with the parents and guardians of children with disability. So I've been talking to family members, parents who have children with disabilities, and I've been focusing particularly on children with severe intellectual disabilities, and talking to them about their experiences over time. So my goal in doing so is to look at these experiences in a life course framework, how they kind of develop over time, and to get a clearer idea of migration and settlement processes for these families and what kinds of policies might best respond to their needs. Next slide, please. So the research is ongoing, and my hope is to eventually look at different settlement contexts globally. But so far I've done work in the US, and I wanted to end by briefly sharing results from one segment of this work in which I focus specifically on immigrant mothers in the US raising children with severe intellectual disabilities. So this work appears in a recently published article, which I have up here, in Social Problems, and co-authored by a former BU graduate student. So very quickly, I think I hear my bell. 3 challenges faced by the mothers: how to be a good advocate for their child with schools and healthcare systems, facing surveillance for sort of, quote, cultural parenting that is viewed as counterproductive to the child's development, and the kind of shifts that they experience in their community relationships, as well as relationships with families and communities back in the country of origin. Thank you.